Here we are. So, the first point, only take women seriously if they have good credit. And also, on the flip side, you should have good credit. And if you don't, you should start working on that now. You should be financially savvy and responsible. Secondly, you have to have this basic understanding when you're dealing with women and seeking to protect your assets, which is the idea that women must be managed, point blank, period. If you say that you're the leader in the relationship, that means that they're the follower, which means you have to manage them. Certainly, they'll be intelligent and be able to think on their own and make decisions, but you have to manage them at some level, which mostly involves managing their emotions and in some cases, managing their time. But to think that they're just going to operate independent of you while living under the same roof and then still make good decisions that are to the benefit of the family would not be realistic. So I caution you to know that they must be managed and they must be tended to. Now, depending on the type of woman you have, that will require different amounts of time investment. I always encourage you to deal with women who are upright women, a good woman. The sad reality is that so many are focused on a bad bitch rather than a good woman. Thirdly, you must find a moral woman, a lady saint. That is the woman who will follow a man's lead. And your lead will be to tell her this, which is, I love you, but I will not get married under the law of the United States of America, Britain, Australia, Europe, or India. Those are the nation states that I know have terrible laws around marriage. There may be more, but generally speaking, it's probably not wise to get married under any of these laws. And you would let her know that, as you know me to be a man of my word, we are married upon my word. You will provide her the option to take your last name, but you will not be married under the law. And to this point, depending on which municipality you're in, which state, it might be necessary for you to establish a residence apart from her. Doesn't mean you have to live there, but you should have another address to where your mail goes, because in California, in some cases, even if you don't marry the woman, they'll say, okay, well, you guys have been living together for this number of years, so we're going to legally allow her to extort you. Further, if the woman follows your lead, she's a good woman. If the woman refuses to follow your lead, i.e., she's like, no, I need to get married under the law, that lets you know that she doesn't really take you to be her leader or her ultimate authority. As a man, you are a woman's ultimate authority. So if she believes that the government or the state is above you and she won't take your word to be the word that creates the marriage, then you should know that if anything goes wrong, she will appeal to that same authority that she finds to be above you. So you're basically putting yourself into a situation you know from the beginning will be bad. Further, women who are not going to marry you legally are less likely to seek a prenuptial agreement. Now, whether you have a prenuptial agreement or not, meaning in legal marriage, that doesn't protect you. Just side note, in case you were thinking, oh, I got a prenup, I'm good. Nah, if that was the case, billions of dollars in lawyer money would not have been spent trying to protect assets on the back end. Now, this is the system that you want to set up to ensure your financial prosperity within the context of marriage. Number one, anytime you have something that is going to come into your hands as an asset, this is something you would want to put into your name. Asset is an object or a piece of property, something that will accrue value over time. It will become more valuable, namely real estate. You'd like to put this in your own name. Expensive liabilities such as automobiles, cars, boats, things that are not going to bring in money, things that are going to eat away at your money, things that are basically vanity based, those are things that you would put into her name. Now, granted, it's likely that you'll have to pay the down payment on it and you'll maintain the monthly payment. This is why she has to have good credit so that she can be able to get these things and maintain them. You'll be paying them monthly. Now, the good thing for both of you is that if she plays her part as a good woman and you play your part as a good man, there will never be an issue because your money is her money is your money. So in the end, you all will stay together and your assets will be shared and your liabilities will be shared. If for some reason she decides to jump ship she's been unfaithful, she's been dishonest, she's become unbearably lazy, whatever the case is, and she needs to exit stage left because she has wronged, well, then if she did you super dirty, leave her with those liabilities. If she just needs to leave because maybe she's lazy and you prefer something new, then say, hey, you have my Rolls Royce in your name. I'm going to give you all of the cash right now to make it free and clear. Or you continue paying the payment and then she signs it over to your name, whatever the case is. I think you'd be wise to just pay it out in cash and then sever that relationship. That's what an honorable person would do. If you just come to a reasonable end, an honorable person will settle all of their debts. Because as I always tell you, pay what you owe. If that woman has served you and she's been good for the duration of the relationship and she made that mistake where she needs to exit, let her exit on good terms. But if she's been unfaithful, bringing you back, her body that's been shared with other men, then, in that case, fuck her. Don't fuck her, but fuck her. Let her go and carry them liabilities with her. You dig? Like, oh, okay, girl, you could go ahead and pay that $3,000 a month note on the Rolls Royce yourself. Deuces. Your assets as a man should be purchased independently and recorded solely in your name. So if it's a home, it should be in your name as a man. If it is not in your name as a man, you are now at tremendous risk that that woman will walk away with your house. The only thing that would stop her is if she can't pay the payments. But even then, you're screwed because she's not going to accept the money from you. So she'd probably better sell it. And then she'll take the equity off of the house and walk away with profit. And you will walk away with nothing. Now, women might be watching this saying, dang, Marquette, that sounds really grimy that you're going to put all the assets in the man's name and all the liabilities in the woman's name. How do you figure that's a good idea? Well, I figure it's a good idea if you've married the right man who you have faith in and he's an honest man of integrity. He's going to do the honest thing. He's going to do the upright thing. So as long as you don't do anything crazy, all will be well. But let me tell you this, ladies. Be wise before you get into marriage. Be wise in selecting the man you want to spend your life with. Be wise and look at the man and say, do I want to die with this man? Ask yourself, if this man died before me, would I want to get in the casket and go with him? That's how the pharaohs used to do it. I think when the pharaohs died, they're like, hey, put all my stuff in the pyramid and then them 8 holes, put them in there too. We all going out. So if that's not a man you want to die with, that's not a man you should be dealing with at any level. The problem is that females are sleeping around and engaging in extracurricular activity that basically devalues their bodies and devalues their ability to, or rather lowers their ability to connect sincerely with a man. And once they've been run through by so many guys, a good guy isn't going to want you. So yes, this system is correct. The assets shall be in the man's hands, and the man shall do what is wise with those assets. If you don't think your man is a wise steward of money and assets, then you should pick a man who is. Another thing you should observe about this system that I've just described to you is that it actually bonds the male and the female. And I do want to make clear one of the assumptions of this system, which is that generally it is dependent on the male being a greater earner than the female. Now, if your female is earning more than you, it'll be a touch harder to establish this system, but it can still be done. And you should still seek to establish it because income does not establish leadership. I have a video you should check out if you haven't already, which is, I believe it's entitled, Are Men Meant to Be Providers? Sadly, that is the only way some women today think of the male, not realizing that we're not only providers of financial things, but also of leadership, of comfort, of guidance, of peace, of stability, of protection, of many things. So this system is for all men, but it's a little harder if you are not the bigger earner in the relationship.